forever. My dear friends, as the years add up, we start to realize that every little choice we make carries weight. When we are young, the body forgives us, the mind recovers quickly, forever, and the memory feels endless. But when we cross into our golden years, the smallest habits can become the largest burdens. Today, forever. I want to share something that has troubled countless seniors, something that creeps in silently, often unnoticed until it has already begun its damage. Forever. It is the fastest trigger of dementia, and it is one we must all learn to avoid. We often think dementia strikes out of nowhere, forever, that it comes only with age or unlucky genetics. But the truth is, it can be pushed forward by what we do day after day, forever. Among the biggest culprits is something most of us don't pay attention to: our sugar and processed food intake, forever. This is not just about sweet desserts or candies, it's the hidden sugars in packaged foods, the refined carbohydrates, the sugary drinks, forever, and the overprocessed snacks we have come to rely on. This steady flow of sugar doesn't just affect our waistline, it clouds our memory, weakens our thinking, forever, and accelerates the decline of our brain. The brain, my friends, is like a delicate engine. It thrives on stable, balanced fuel, forever. When it is constantly hit with spikes of sugar, it becomes inflamed, its cells lose efficiency, and over time, memory pathways begin to shut down, forever. Scientists now even call Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes because of its strong link to poor sugar control. Imagine that, forever. The sweets we enjoy today could rob us of the very memories we cherish tomorrow. But let us not think it's only sugar. Another trigger hides in our daily lives, forever: chronic stress. Worry and anxiety may seem small, but when carried for years, they wear down the brain like sand grinding against stone, forever. Stress releases chemicals that shrink the memory center of the brain. That is why we must learn to let go, to breathe, to trust in time and in patience. Forever, a calm heart guards a clear mind. Then there is inactivity. Too many seniors sit more than they move. A still body leads to a sluggish mind. Blood carries oxygen, forever, and oxygen fuels memory. Without movement, the brain starves. Simple walks, gentle stretches, or even dancing in your living room can keep the mind sharp. Exercise, forever. More than any pill, is the true medicine of memory. Sleep, too, is sacred. In the quiet hours of the night, the brain clears away its waste, forever. Much like a janitor sweeping the floors after a long day. If we cut short our rest, we rob the brain of its cleaning crew. Over time, toxins build up, forever, forming the very plaques that lead to dementia. That is why I tell you, guard your sleep like treasure. Loneliness is another hidden thief. Humans are made to connect, forever, to laugh, to share stories and tears. When we isolate ourselves, the brain weakens. Studies have shown that those who stay socially active have a lower risk of memory loss, forever. So call an old friend, join a group, share meals, and never underestimate the healing power of companionship. But of all these, the most dangerous, the fastest trigger, forever, is the steady drip of sugar and processed foods. Because it is silent, it is everywhere. It feels harmless at first, forever, but with each passing year it erodes the sharpness of the mind. We must take charge. Choose whole foods, fresh vegetables, nuts, seeds, lean proteins, whole grains, forever. Drink water instead of sodas. Replace packaged snacks with fruit. Cook at home when you can and season your meals with herbs, not excess salt or sugar, forever. Each small change is like adding a brick to the fortress protecting your brain. Remember, this dementia is not only about forgetting names or misplacing keys, forever. It is about losing the stories of our lives, the lessons we have gathered, the wisdom we have been entrusted with. To protect our memory is to protect our legacy, forever. We have lived long enough to know that shortcuts rarely end well. The quick foods, the quick fixes, the quick comforts, they leave a heavy price. But the slow, forever. Mindful choices, the foods that grow from the earth, the movements that keep the blood flowing, forever. The friendships that keep the heart alive, these are the choices that defend our minds. So beware, my dear friends. Avoid the sweet trap, the processed temptation, forever. Do not let it rob you of the most precious gift of old age: a mind that remembers, a heart that connects, a spirit that guides the young with stories of the past, forever. If we guard our minds today, we can walk into tomorrow with clarity, dignity, and strength. For many of us, sugar has been a faithful companion since childhood, forever. We remember the sweetness of candies, desserts at family gatherings, and even the comfort of tea or coffee loaded with sugar cubes. But as we grow older, forever, that sweetness begins to reveal its bitter truth. Sugar, and the hidden forms of it in processed foods, is the #1 fastest trigger for dementia. And sadly, forever, most seniors never realize the damage until it is too late. The brain is like a beautiful, delicate machine. It needs steady, balanced fuel to run smoothly, forever. But sugar is like pouring sticky syrup into an engine. At first, it gives a quick burst of energy, but over time, it clogs the gears, slows the performance, forever, and eventually breaks down the whole system. When we eat sugary foods, our blood sugar spikes. The body responds by flooding the system with insulin to bring it back down. Forever, repeating this cycle day after day causes our cells, including brain cells, to become resistant. Once that happens, the brain cannot process energy efficiently. Forever, and this starves the memory centers. Scientists now call Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes. Why? Forever. Because they've discovered that the brain of someone with Alzheimer's often shows the same kind of damage that comes from years of poor blood sugar control. Forever. The brain literally begins to shut down when exposed to constant high sugar levels. The connections between nerve cells weaken, the pathways of memory crumble. Forever, and inflammation takes over. What begins as simple forgetfulness, misplacing keys, forgetting a name, can quickly turn into confusion, personality changes, and eventually, forever. Complete dependency on others. But sugar doesn't only come from sweets and desserts. That's the trick many seniors overlook. Processed foods, white bread, forever packaged snacks, sodas, sweetened juices, breakfast cereals, fast food, are loaded with hidden sugars. Forever. Even so-called items like flavored yogurts or low-fat snacks often contain high levels of refined sugar. And every bite, every sip, forever, adds fuel to the fire that triggers dementia faster than anything else. Think of your brain as a library. Each shelf holds your memories, your childhood, your family moments, forever, the wisdom of decades lived. Sugar acts like termites in that library, slowly eating away at the shelves until books fall and stories are lost forever. Forever. If you wish to protect the library of your life, you must guard it from the termites of sugar and processed foods. Now, what can we do about it? The first step is awareness. Forever. Read labels carefully. If sugar, corn syrup, fructose, or artificial sweeteners are among the first ingredients, leave it on the shelf. Choose real, forever, whole foods that come from the earth, fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, whole grains, and lean proteins. Replace sodas with water, flavored teas, forever, or lemon-infused water. Replace packaged snacks with a handful of almonds, an apple, or even a boiled egg. Cook more at home, where you control what goes into your food, forever. It's also wise to balance meals with healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or walnuts. These provide steady energy and actually protect the brain. Foods rich in omega-3s, forever, such as salmon or flaxseed, build stronger brain cells. Spices like turmeric reduce inflammation, keeping your memory sharper, forever. Each of these changes is like planting a protective wall around your brain. The greatest danger of sugar is its silence. Unlike a fall, a cough, or a fever, forever. Its damage doesn't appear right away. It takes years, slowly eroding your memory while you enjoy its sweetness, forever. That is why it is the most dangerous and the fastest trigger of dementia. It fools you into thinking it's harmless while stealing your clarity little by little, forever. My dear friends, you have worked too hard, lived too long, and gathered too much wisdom to let sugar rob you of your memories. Your stories, your laughter, forever. Your lessons, they are treasures. Protect them by avoiding sugar and processed foods, and your mind will remain a guiding light for the generations that follow, forever. When we were younger, stress was something we brushed off. We worried about work, family responsibilities, paying bills, or raising children. We told ourselves, forever. It will pass. And we kept moving. But as the years go by, the weight of stress lingers differently. It does not just tire the body, it quietly eats away at the mind, forever. And for seniors, chronic stress becomes one of the most dangerous accelerators of dementia. You see, when you are stressed, the body releases a hormone called cortisol. Forever, in small amounts, cortisol is not harmful. In fact, it helps us respond to danger, sharpen our focus, and stay alert in emergencies. But when stress is constant, forever, when our days are filled with worry, loneliness, or anxiety, cortisol never turns off. It becomes a flood that poisons the brain over time, forever. The part of the brain most affected by stress is the hippocampus, the very center where memories are stored and retrieved. Imagine the hippocampus as a grand library, forever, neatly organizing and filing away your experiences so you can call upon them when needed. Under constant stress, this library shrinks. The shelves bend, forever. The books fall out of order, and the librarian grows weaker. This is why long-term stress leads to forgetfulness, confusion, and eventually a much higher risk of dementia, forever. Many seniors mistakenly believe stress is just an emotional burden, something we feel in our hearts. But in truth, stress is also physical. It raises blood pressure, forever, damages blood vessels, and reduces blood flow to the brain. Without proper circulation, the brain cells struggle to get oxygen and nutrients. Over time, they wither, forever, and memory declines faster. I have met many elders who live in quiet homes yet carry a noisy mind. They may not face the stress of jobs or raising children anymore, forever. But they suffer silently from loneliness, regret, or constant worry about their health and future. This invisible stress is just as harmful as the business of earlier life, forever. And if we do not find ways to calm the mind, dementia finds a faster way in. But here is the blessing: unlike age or genetics, stress is something we can control forever. We may not remove every problem in life, but we can change how we respond. Even the smallest practices can protect the brain. One powerful way is deep breathing forever. Just 5 minutes of slow, mindful breathing lowers cortisol, calms the heart, and sends fresh oxygen to the brain. Think of it as giving your mind a gentle bath, forever washing away the dust of worry. Another is movement. Stress builds up in the body like knots in a rope. Gentle walks, stretching, forever, or even dancing to your favorite old song untangle those knots. Exercise not only eases stress but also boosts chemicals like endorphins and serotonin, forever, which protect the brain and lift the spirit. A social connection is equally vital. Sharing your worries with a friend, laughing over tea, forever, or joining a group of peers lightens the load. When burdens are spoken out loud, they no longer weigh as heavily. Loneliness feeds stress, but companionship weakens it. Prayer, meditation, and gratitude also offer deep healing. Taking time each day to reflect, to be still, forever, or to count blessings shifts the focus away from worry and onto peace. Many studies now confirm what our elders always knew. Forever, a calm and thankful heart is the best guard for the mind. Sleep, too, is a natural stress reliever. A rested brain is more resilient. Without proper rest, stress feels larger, forever. Problems seem heavier, and memory declines faster. Guard your nights as much as your days. My dear friends, stress is like a hidden thief. You cannot see it, forever. You cannot always touch it, but it steals silently your energy, your health, and most dangerously, your memory. But unlike sugar or age, forever, stress responds when we stand against it. A calm heart, a strong body, and a peaceful spirit protect the brain better than any pill. Remember this truth, forever. What the mind carries, the body feels, and what the body feels, the memory remembers. Let go of burdens you cannot change. Breathe deeper, laugh louder, walk longer, forever, and cherish companionship. In doing so, you guard not only your peace today, but also your memory for the years to come. When we think of keeping our minds sharp forever, we often imagine crossword puzzles, reading books, or learning new things. And yes, those are valuable, forever. But many of us forget that the brain is not separate from the body, it is deeply connected. The blood that pumps through your heart, the oxygen you breathe into your lungs, forever. The strength of your muscles. These are the very things that keep your memory alive. Inactivity, my friends, is one of the greatest enemies of the brain, forever. A still body leads to a sluggish mind. And when we stop moving, we invite dementia to come faster than it should. Think of the brain as a garden. For the flowers to bloom, forever, the soil must be watered, nourished, and cared for. Physical activity is the water and sunshine of that garden. When we move, blood rushes through the vessels, forever, carrying oxygen and nutrients to the brain. This flow nourishes the brain cells and helps new connections form. But when we sit too much, forever, when our days are spent only in chairs and beds, the garden of the mind dries up. Flowers wither, and weeds of forgetfulness take over, forever. Science has shown that even simple movements, like walking, can increase the size of the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory. Imagine that, forever. Every step you take is like building a stronger library for your life stories. On the other hand, inactivity shrinks this very region, making memories fade more quickly, forever. Now, many seniors say, "But my knees hurt," or "I am too old to exercise." But exercise does not need to mean running marathons or lifting heavy weights, forever. It can be as gentle as stretching in the morning, walking in the park, dancing slowly to an old song, or practicing balance exercises in your living room, forever. Movement is not about speed or strength. It is about circulation, about keeping the river of life flowing through your veins and into your mind. Think about this, forever. Our ancestors did not sit for hours staring at screens, nor did they spend their days in cars or soft couches. They moved with the sun, working, walking, bending, forever, and stretching. That natural rhythm of movement kept their bodies lean and their minds sharp. It is only in modern times that we have become prisoners of comfort, forever, sitting for too long and mistaking stillness for rest. But true rest is different from idleness. Rest restores, idleness drains. Forever inactivity also invites other dangers that speed up dementia. It leads to obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, forever, and clogged arteries, all of which reduce blood flow to the brain. Without good circulation, brain cells suffocate, and once they are gone, they do not return, forever. This is why doctors now say sitting is the new smoking. Too much of it can slowly destroy the mind and body alike. But here is the good news, forever. It is never too late to start moving. Even if you have spent years in a sedentary lifestyle, the moment you begin to move, your brain thanks you. Forever, a 10-minute walk after meals helps regulate blood sugar, lowers stress, and stimulates the mind. Forever, gentle stretching before bed relaxes the body and improves sleep, another essential for memory. Tai Chi, yoga, or even light chair exercises build balance and focus. Forever. Each small action adds protection against dementia. Beyond physical benefits, movement also brings joy. Have you noticed how after a walk in fresh air, your mood lifts? Forever. That is because exercise releases endorphins, nature's medicine for happiness. And when the heart is light, the mind functions better. Forever. A joyful walk with a friend is more powerful for memory than hours spent sitting in silence. My dear friends, inactivity starves the mind not because the brain is lazy, forever, but because it is hungry for fuel, oxygen, and movement. Do not let the golden years become still years. Keep your body in gentle motion, and you will keep your mind alive, forever. Remember this wisdom: a moving body carries a living mind. The moment you stop moving, the mind begins to slow. But when you take steps, no matter how small, forever, you are walking toward clarity, vitality, and protection against dementia. When we were younger, we could stay up late, wake up early, and still carry on with our day, forever. But as the years pass, we come to understand a deeper truth: sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And not just for the body, but for the brain. Forever, among all the habits that protect memory, sleep is one of the most powerful. Without it, even the strongest mind begins to fade. With it, the brain cleans, repairs, forever, and renews itself. Many seniors dismiss sleep, saying, "I don't need much anymore," or "I'll sleep when I'm gone." But this way of thinking is dangerous, forever. The truth is, sleep acts like the brain's housekeeping service. While we are awake, our brain is busy working, thinking, remembering, making decisions. In that process, forever, it creates waste products, just like a factory does. When we fall into deep sleep, the brain activates a cleaning system called the glymphatic system, forever. This system washes away toxins, including the sticky proteins known as beta amyloid, which are the very plaques that build up in dementia and Alzheimer's disease, forever. If sleep is cut short, the brain does not have enough time to clear these harmful substances. Over months and years, they pile up like garbage in a street that is never swept, forever. Think of sleep as a night janitor for your mind. Each night, the janitor comes to sweep, mop, and polish the hallways of memory. If you let him finish his job, forever, you wake up refreshed, clear, and sharp. But if you chase him away too soon, the mess remains. And when that continues night after night, the mind becomes cluttered, foggy, forever, and eventually damaged. Sleep also restores balance to stress hormones like cortisol. Without proper rest, cortisol stays elevated, shrinking the memory center of the brain, forever. Poor sleep also raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system, and reduces circulation, all of which add fuel to the fire of dementia. In short, forever, bad sleep is not just about feeling tired. It is about slowly starving and poisoning the brain. Now, many elders struggle with sleep. Some toss and turn, some wake up often, forever. Some rise too early. The body's natural rhythm changes with age, but that does not mean restful sleep is out of reach. Simple habits can make a big difference, forever. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals in the evening. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day to train your body's clock, forever. A short evening walk or gentle stretching can prepare the body for rest. And perhaps most important of all, forever. Avoid staring at bright screens before bed. The light tricks your brain into staying awake when it should be winding down. Napping can also be helpful, forever, but only in moderation. A short nap of 20-30 minutes in the afternoon can refresh the mind, but long naps or evening naps can interfere with nighttime rest, so be mindful, forever. Some people turn to sleeping pills, but these should be a last resort. Many of them do not give the brain the deep, restorative sleep it truly needs. Instead, forever, natural routines, calming rituals like reading, prayer, or listening to soft music can invite the body into sleep more safely, forever. Let us also remember that sleep is not wasted time. It is an investment in tomorrow. A good night's sleep strengthens memory, improves learning, sharpens focus, forever, and even protects mood. Seniors who sleep well have lower rates of dementia, depression, and anxiety. They also live longer, healthier lives. My friends, forever, think of sleep as medicine, free, powerful, and always available. Guard it carefully, just as you guard your diet and movement. Do not treat it as optional, forever. For every hour of good rest, you are giving your brain a bath, your heart a shield, and your memory a chance to grow stronger. Remember, this food feeds the body, forever. Movement feeds the muscles, but sleep feeds the mind. Without it, the brain cannot fight dementia. With it, the mind remains clear, steady, and alive. As we grow older, forever. Many of us believe that the secret to a healthy mind lies only in food, exercise, or medicine. And while these are indeed important, forever, there is another key to protecting memory that is often overlooked: connection. Human beings are not meant to live in silence or solitude. We are made to laugh, forever, to share stories, to exchange thoughts and emotions. Companionship is not just comfort for the heart, it is nourishment for the brain. Loneliness, on the other hand, forever, is a silent poison, one that speeds up memory loss faster than many physical illnesses. Think of the brain as a muscle. Just as a muscle becomes weak when it is not used, forever, the brain also withers when it is not engaged. Conversations, storytelling, and even simple greetings with neighbors keep the mind active. Every time you talk, listen, forever, or share, your brain is exercising, recalling words, processing emotions, and making connections. This activity strengthens memory pathways. But when days pass in silence, forever, those pathways grow weak, like unused roads that become overgrown and impassable. Forever, studies now show that seniors who remain socially active have a significantly lower risk of dementia. Being part of a community, whether through friends, family, forever, or social groups, stimulates the mind and protects memory. In fact, forever. Some researchers believe that companionship is as important for brain health as a balanced diet or regular exercise. On the other hand, loneliness increases stress, forever, raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system, and accelerates the decline of memory. In simple words, isolation makes the brain age faster, forever. I have known elders who lived in big houses with every comfort, yet felt empty because they lived alone. Their minds grew foggy not from lack of medicine or food, forever, but from lack of voices, laughter, and human touch. On the other hand, I have seen seniors with little wealth but surrounded by family, friends, and neighbors, forever, who remain sharp, joyful, and full of life. Companionship, my friends, is a medicine that cannot be bottled, but its effects are greater than any pill. Now, you may say, forever, but my children are busy, or I don't have many friends left. This is true for many seniors, but connection does not have to be grand or complicated, forever. A simple phone call to a loved one, a short walk with a neighbor, a chat with the shopkeeper, forever. Or joining a small group at the community center, each of these moments adds strength to the brain. Even volunteering, reading stories to children, forever, or sharing your wisdom with younger generations gives your mind purpose and activity. It is also important to keep laughter alive, forever. Laughter releases chemicals that not only uplift the spirit but also protect brain cells. Sharing a joke, watching a funny film, forever, or recalling old memories with a friend keeps the brain young. Joy, like exercise, is a workout for the mind. Connection does not always mean being physically present either, forever. In today's world, we can connect through letters, phone calls, or video chats. What matters most is the exchange of energy and emotion. The feeling that you are seen, forever heard, and valued. That is what keeps the mind engaged. Another form of connection is spiritual. Prayer, meditation, forever, or attending gatherings of faith give a sense of belonging to something greater than ourselves. This too protects the mind, for it fills the heart with peace, forever, and a peaceful heart nurtures a clear mind. Loneliness, however, must never be ignored. If you find yourself alone too often, forever, take it as seriously as you would take a health symptom. Just as you would treat a fever or a pain, treat loneliness by seeking connection, forever. Isolation is a known risk factor for dementia, and breaking it is one of the most powerful ways to protect memory. So remember, my dear friends, forever, connection is not a small thing. It is not only about companionship, but about keeping the brain alive. Every word shared, every smile exchanged, forever. Every story told is like polishing the mirror of your memory. Protect it, treasure it, and never let loneliness steal the wisdom you have gathered over a lifetime. In the end, forever. Food feeds the body, movement feeds the muscles, sleep feeds the mind. But connection feeds the soul. And when the soul is fed, the brain shines with clarity and strength. Forever, stay connected and you stay alive, not just in years, but in spirit, in memory, and in legacy.